Well, we're back at the family lodge, Greenbrier Lake, and I'm gonna mix things up here a little bit. It's only 55 degrees, and the clouds have just started to break up. It was cloudy all the way down here, but starting to get some sunshine now. I am going to go ahead and open up. Get the key out here. Let there be light. And there was light. Mom and Dad. Everything looks copacetic. The lake's still low. See what I put out here. I got even more I brought down with me today. Go ahead and stick it until it's swelled up from the rain that was down here. It opened easy enough. Yeah, it's dragging a little. Grass definitely does not need to be mowed, which we weren't planning on it. It's just me anyway. I think if you look close, you can see there's new grass starting to form where I planted it. No one has touched the wood. Walk out here and see if any geese have been back. I doubt it. Last 2 times down here, there have been no geese. And I don't see anything that looks like geese. Specifically their poop. You can tell how far down the water is. Look at the piers. They're both leaning forward. I don't think I'll do it today, but one thing I want to do is dig out some dirt from that ditch and fill in here somewhat so that when the water backs up, perhaps it'll start getting caught on the concrete that I've got down here and start building that up a little bit. Looks like it may turn into a nice day. These clouds keep moving out. Usually this is a fish nursery down in here, but you can see how low the ground water has gotten. Back of the pier is completely out of the water by several inches. Been so dry that grass is starting to grow. In fact, this has got some really nice grass starting to come up in it. It has definitely rained. How can I tell? The tent or the awning is gathering water. I'll open that up and get rid of the water here before long. Everything looks pretty good here. First thing I'm going to do is take the weed whacker back here and try to clear out the rest of that tree line so that eventually I can mow it and then plant some seeds that for spider flowers that I found in the quarry where we live. You can see I brought down quite a bit of stuff. That's mostly what I wanted to do today. If I get the time after I weed whack, I want to get up here and sand off those repairs and then try to stain them. I'm going to unlock this door, but I am not going to walk through just yet. I'm going to clean the cobwebs off finally. As you can see, nice little cobweb. Wow, not so little, comes all the way down to here. So we're going to ruin this cobweb. Check the water pressure, which is 45 pounds. Turn the pump on, shut the door, come around. Before I open that up, let's go ahead and turn the hose on for a while. Flush some of the water that's out of the tank. Get fresh water in there. The water coming in doesn't look too bad. Sometimes it gets looking black. There we go. On the faucet for a little while. And now go back in, turn the sink on, let it run for a little bit. And then first thing I'm going to do is get my drink, put it up, and go ahead and get my gloves and head out back. I'll let that run a little bit, so turn it back on when we get to doing anything. Okay, one of the first things I'm going to do is just open up this shed. One, I want to get the water off the top, but two, before I leave, I want to put the grill up. I don't think anybody's going to use it anymore this year, so I'm putting it up into the shed. See how much water we had. Grass is looking greener, but it's not growing that much now that we're into the fall. Okay, I'm going to start unloading some things. Here I've got some trays for salt, pepper, things like that. According to Connie, she bought these for the pantry, and I'm leaving them there for her to decide where she wants to put things. Brought down a couple toolboxes. Brought down an old mum I'm going to plant. I found a red oak, but I don't think it's in good enough shape to plant, but I'm going to anyway. I also bought this PVC connector. It's 3/4 of an inch threaded. And what I think I can do, hopefully, if I got the right size, I can screw it into the intake here and provide me a little more volume when I pour the, like I did one of the videos where I pour bleach in here and let it suck in so that I can clean the tank out during the season. This will allow me a little more volume. So I bought that. I'll leave that up here. I bought down some soft soap, which I've already put one into the pump room for a backup, and I put one into the south bathroom, which had no soap left. Brought down some brown paint. The last one was completely dried up. That is to try and paint these PVC trim boards, get them brown so that I can use those on the bottom of the wooden screens that I built. The trim lumber that's under the screen, you have, the frame is built out of cedar, but there's just pine trim lumber, and it's not holding up too good to the weather. So I found these PVC, which should be impervious to the weather, but I need to see if it'll hold brown paint. And now I'm just going to grab my gloves, grab the weed whacker, and we're going back there and cut some weeds. Well, this is a perfect day for doing this kind of work. It's cool enough that I'm only sweating a little. I'm a little frazzled here. I dropped the cover of the mic, the wind cover, so that's why I'm looking around. I want to get back to whacking weeds. Now I'm going to go get the lawn tractor and mow over where I've cut the weeds. I'm taking a break from weed whacking and thought I'd sit out here on the pier and let you listen and see how quiet it is today. The only sound are a couple of noisy blue jays. There's no wind. The lake is just dead calm. There's a few hornets on the bottom of the boat. They must think that it's got something on it. Well, it's like the minerals from the water or something. Who knows? It's 12:12 right now. I didn't get down there till almost 11:30. So I'm going to turn you off, take a break, and then I'll get back to weed whacking. Okay, I've taken a break after weed whacking the tree line and then coming through and mowing with the riding mower, the old John Deere. There was a small trunk out here when I was weed whacking the other day. I was going to take the adze and get rid of it. It's low enough that the mower doesn't hit it, but I still wanted to get rid of it. You can see how far back I was able to get. All the way back to where that tree was pushed in. What I'd like to do one of these days is that Eurasian holly or whatever that bush is right there. I'm going to trim it down, and that way we'll be just about straight across. Probably get that one back there too. That one. Go back to that tree, and this entire area will be cleaned. I doubt if I let the weeds grow out as far. It didn't seem to do anything for the wildflowers. Well, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to turn you off, but I'm going to go back in the woods. In the last 3 years, we've had to take down a pine, 5 green ash trees that were dying, and 2 red oaks that were in the driveway and died. So we're talking about adding some more trees. We've got some black oak there and black oak in the front. I'm going to go out to the woods and see if I can find any small saplings of white oak. And if I can, I got a couple pieces of rope. I'll just drape rope over them, and then once the leaves come off, I'll come out here, dig them up, and transplant them once they've gone dormant. Now all I need to do is find an area I can get back into without stumbling. I think this will work. I'll turn you off and maybe turn you back on if I find something. Give you an idea what it looks like back here. We're only about 50 feet in from the road, the private road, and you can see how thick the underbrush is. Not only that, here's why our parents worried about us as kids playing back here. They don't know if it's old mine shafts or the water eating away at the shale back behind here, but it's hard to tell. But that is a big sinkhole. It's hard to see it on camera, but I'll take a stick. You can see how far down it went. There's some big trees back here, but they're mostly poplars and some maples and some hickories. I haven't found any white oak back here yet, but we'll keep looking. But, that one's at least 8 to 9 feet deep, maybe 10. Nice sinkhole. Now to unload what I brought down. Pieces of cedar for cleats for the 4 windows I still have to fix. These 2x6s, I think I'm going to put them out on the pier where they'll get plenty of sun. Let them dry out before you can feel the moisture from the treatment. So I'm going to let them dry out before I try to stain them. toolboxes will just go out on the, I'm going to leave down here on the pavilion. We got to plant those mums back there by the tree line. I'm going to try painting the PVC trim right now. Now I'm going to try painting the PVC, see how it looks. So far it's looking pretty good. This is the paint that I used on the conduit in the pavilion to camouflage it. And it works pretty good. I don't think many people notice the conduit. And it's going to be underneath the screen frame, so all I got to do is get a little darkness on top of the white. I think it'll work fine. We'll let that dry and see what it looks like. I'm going to sand the repairs to the woodpecker damage. That ladder is still one of the best purchases I've made for this place. It's so stable for someone my age. Move to the other side. I'll turn you back on once you've seen me sand now. I'll turn it back on when I stain. I went ahead and got a brush and the stain. I'll just go ahead and stain this side. Go ahead and sand the other side, stain it, and then do the back. No reason to carry this all the way around twice. Now I've moved over to the southwest corner. Now I have to move back to the northwest corner. Okay, I've moved back here to the northwest corner. Very small one. And once I get that, it's just, I'm done with that. I'm going to do the lacquer some other time. I just wanted to get them sanded and get them stained. And that is that. I guess it looks a little darker. Sure I've done this on the other ones. I turned the bucket so that the bottom was exposed, and you see a lot of dye down there. If I just get the dye, it's really dark. It makes it darker. So I may touch up the other ones before I put lacquer on them when I come back to do that sometime. Well, I just did my last job, which was to take these mums that Connie had, and she wanted them bring down here and plant them. Probably nothing will happen with them, but who knows. So those have been planted. The back is looking nice. And I've got it cleaned out. And I had a nice long talk with the neighbor. All right, the cabin of Mike's, which is 3 properties up, we got it sold. So we've got a new neighbor, I guess they're from West Lafayette. It's 5 o'clock, you can tell by the sun going down. I've got these doors locked. I got the PVC painted on one side. I got it in here along with the cedar. These are all boards that I'm going to use for the windows. We've got these back 2 windows that need to have the ledges replaced, and these back 2. So I need 4, and I got 4 pieces of cedar, thin cedar, to use as cleats. Still need to get my drink out of here before I leave. I've got the SUV going. Had the door open all day. I want to make sure it would start. Time to turn the water off. It just ran 50 pounds of pressure. Reach behind here and lock it. Now it's locked. Need to lock the bathroom door. Everything seems to be copacetic. We'll do our flyby. Get somebody to start splitting wood. Noticed one way you can tell how low the lake is. If you look at the swim ladder on Ginger's Pier, the water is usually over that second step down, and it's at least 10 to 12 inches low. I don't know how far apart those are. You can see the back of our pier is actually sitting out of the water. I've put the 2 of the treated lumber boards out here so that they will be sitting in the sun and hopefully dry out, get rid of all that weight from the treatment they put it in. This is all looking good. I did the sanded the repairs on the woodpecker damage, and then the first coat of stain on them. I put the grill into the temporary shed. I'm sore. I'm swinging that. And that's it. So all I need to do is get my Diet Pepsi and get going. As you can tell, turned out to be another beautiful day. I went out through the woods looking for a white oak or saplings. All I did was fall on my face twice of all the vines out there. So until the next time, take care of yourself and stay safe.